Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is it really true? Is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show. Everyone and anyone who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 32 years ago, I was a dumbass. But today, 32 years later, through the grace of God, I can honestly say now I'm a smartass. Yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 40 times, and it means donkey, and that's what I was. I'm saying all that to say this. I'm a nutritional health coach, and I'm a recovery coach. Everyone out there, please know someone is listening. All my services to you are free, so please reach out. If you think my book can help someone, you can go to Simon & Schuster's bookstore, Archway Publishing, BAM, Amazon, Barnes & Nobles. You can go to my website, www.geripetito.com, and please subscribe to the Geri Petito Show YouTube channel. Guys, listen to me. If you truly cannot afford my book, please reach out to me about that as well. I'm really here to help. Okay, I want to give a shout out to a few of my sponsors, and then I will introduce my incredible guests. First and foremost, I have Michael D'Amore, singer-songwriter, performer, entertainer. You can go to his website, www.michaeldamore.com, and purchase some of his songs. John Monforto, the man of many faces, singer, actor, celebrity impersonator, and tribute artist. And he was given the title, the Philadelphia Rocky Impersonator, by one of the Philadelphia mayors. You can go to his website, www.johnmonforto.com. Michael Zanman, singer, entertainer, performer. You can go to his website, www.mzanman.com. They're all incredible. And guys, Paula Ann, Ablaze Entertainment and Freedom Rings Festival. Okay? They help all children in need. So please check her out. And they help survivors of human trafficking as well. Please go to www.freedomringsfestival.com. And last but not least, guys, Anthony Hudson, presidential candidate 2024, and Kevin Duncan, vice presidential candidate 2024. People before politics. Guys, I never ever get involved with politics until now. He's running as nonpartisan, and I had the honor with my producer here, Ruben, to go meet him at the borders in Yuma, Arizona this year, and we covered what's really happening. So if you want to talk about that, reach out to me, okay? So, guys, you know I always bring it, right? Well, honey, I am bringing it today. So I want to introduce my guest co-host, Joey Montello. Say hello to everybody.
Hi, guys. How are you?
So I'm going to give you the honors of introducing our incredible guests.
Well, the kid to my left is, I discovered him at the restaurant back in 2018. And his grandfather asked me if he can get up and sing a song. And I listened to it, and I thought he was good, but he was really kind of like needed a lot of work at that point. And then I gave him a shot. I said, come on, we'll let you work and do a whole night.
Okay.
And I said, I'm here. I can fill the shoes in to cover what you need.
Okay.
And he sang a song called Sherry.
Okay.
And at that point, I knew this kid had talent. So here we are. And from that point on, he progressed beautifully. And then I have to tell the story. When Bobby Rydell was in the restaurant, he sat there and he said, who the hell is that singing? He heard him from the courtyard.
Okay.
And he said, it sounds better than Lou Christie. And it was Lou Christie's song he was singing. Well, anyhow, it led to a recording. The both of them recorded together. And we weren't even out of the studio yet, and Tommy said, "Do you think I could ever record with Frankie Avalon?" And that was his, one of his idols. He adored the Philadelphia teen idols. And I reached out to Frankie, and Frankie loved what he heard, and he's willing to take this and make this kid, and introduce him to the world. So Frankie's in the studio, about 3,000 miles away from us right now.
That's right.
My dear friend from many, many years, Mr. Frankie Avalon.
We're bringing Frankie on right now. Here we go. Frankie Avalon, how are you?
I am fine, thank you very much. I've been listening to the conversation, and Joey's right on the money with Tommy C. He's very talented, and we got some good surprises for you. But you know what? Remember that picture, Man with the Golden Arm? Joey M. is now the man with the broken arm.
Thanks,
Okay.
Frank.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I love it.
See, when you said, "Well, it's a nice trip," you did.
Yes, I did.
You're right. And so now you're the man with the broken arm. But I'll tell you what, and I said to you, we had a conversation the other day. I said, which arm is it? He said, the garlic arm. Because every time he cooks, he's the best chef ever. We met 30-some years ago, and he's great.
Thank you, Frank.
And
So-
Jerry, didn't we go to different schools together?
Yes.
Okay. You got to think about that a little bit, okay?
So, I grew up in Long Island City, New York, and I moved to New Jersey at only 12 years old, so I've been here for over 50 years.
Oh, wow.
But I miss New York. First of all, I want to say thank you to all three of you, okay? And I'll say it again at the end. But Joey, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, you did it. You did it, man.
You see, Frankie, his heart is in this right now. He loves what's going on. He's excited about this project. We have a lot of stuff planned for 2024, and he believes in Tommy. So that was the easy part for me to sell Frankie. When I called him, I mean, I didn't want to talk business, but he saw the video from Bobby Rydell from Sway, and at that point, Frankie knew, and that's when he said, "Joey, let's do it."
This is amazing.
And then here we are, and we recorded 2 songs in California, and we filmed one already. We're going to go back to California to film the second one. I think Frankie and I are so excited about the second one as much as the first one, but even more with the second one because it's really hitting, I think, a younger generation, and it's going to be great.
It sure is hitting a younger generation. I mean, look at this guy right here, right? I mean, I'm honored having you here with
Oh,
me.
thank
You
you.
are incredible.
Thank you very much.
Tommy C, everybody, so talk.
How's everybody doing out there in all these different places that we're on, huh? Look at this. We got Frankie Avalon, Joey M, Geri Petito. This is one heck of a show, man. I'm so grateful to be here. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Oh, my goodness. All right, Frankie, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
All right, because I really want to hear your answer to this, okay? What'd you think of Elvis?
I thought it was just magnificent.
Okay.
I had the pleasure of knowing him, meeting him, being at his house.
Yes.
And hanging out with him on
Yes.
Sundays. We like to play a little touch football, barbecue. As a talent, he was magnificent. As a human being, he was very down to earth, and I just found him to be really a good friend, and he meant a lot to this entire world, and still does. He's one of a kind.
Well, I knew that about you, and that's why I had to ask. I had the honor of interviewing recently Priscilla Presley's son, Navarone, but I also had the honor of interviewing Elvis's nurse, Marion, and she's still going strong. Keep her in prayer, guys. And I had the honor of interviewing a gentleman that goes by Elvis Aaron Presley Jr., who I got court documents stating he is who he says he is. So I just had to share that with you. But I knew that about you and Elvis, and I want to touch you now. I wanted to touch you anyway, but now I really want to touch you, baby. I had to say that. All right. So now, Joey, what would you like to start with?
Well, with Frankie, when we met,
Go ahead.
Well, it was back in 1988. A friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, Mike Gaffredo. He was the unofficial mayor of Philadelphia. And I said to Mikey, I said, you know what I would love? I would love to meet Frankie Avalon. Could you get him to come to the restaurant? And he did. He got him to come, and I'm sitting home having dinner, unknown that they were coming. And Frankie came with his mother, his sister, and Mikey Gaffredo. And ironically, I'm sitting in my kitchen having dinner with a guy by the name of Richie Rome.
Okay.
Now, Richie Rome wrote one of Frankie's big hits with Russ Faith, Bobby Socks the Stockings. And they said, Frankie Avalon's here, and they were so excited. And like I said, all right, just relax. He's just like you and I. Just get him a table. I'll be over. I hung up the phone. I started screaming, Frankie Avalon's at the restaurant. Let's go. And we ran over, and that night we bonded beautifully together, Frankie and I. And I sat with him, talked to him. Then he came back on his own with his two sons, Frankie Jr. and Tony. And we sat in my bar for about 6-7 hours, just shooting the breeze. And it was beautiful. And ever since then, it's been a great relationship. So, that's why it was so easy to get to him, to talk to him. You know what I mean?
So amazing.
So go ahead, ask him
Okay.
now. He's the star here. I'm just.
So now, Tommy C., what do you think of this guy on the screen here?
There's really no words. I mean, it's Frankie Avalon.
That's right.
That's as good as you're gonna get.
Okay.
There's nothing else.
Okay.
I mean, I can't tell you how many people, when I say, I recorded with Frankie and we did the music video and all this, and they said he is the Sinatra
Yeah.
to our generation,
Oh, my God.
and that's it. I mean, that's all there is to say.
That's people have said that, Frankie. But, he is the Sinatra of that era.
Yeah.
Of the teen idols, and that's
Hey,
the way they.
that's a great compliment. I mean, but you're talking about the epitome of them all. And fortunately, I was very friendly with him. He was the most outstanding talent and friend. I'd stay at his house. We had many times together. And
Oh, my gosh.
when you talk about a musician, a singer, a talent, number one forever, ever.
Oh, my gosh.
There you go.
Amazing.
Thanks for the compliment, though. I appreciate it.
And it's funny because I mean I can't say that I grew up with the music. Obviously, I'm a '90s kid, but growing up, this is all the music that I heard being played between my own house,
Wow.
my grandparents' house, on both sides, between my mother and my father, and it was all the Italian standards and all
Yep.
that stuff. So I got all the Sinatras, the Dean Martin, the Bobby Darin, Louis Prima, all that stuff. And then you go to my mother's side, and it's all the pop and the rock, the doo-wop of the 60s.
Yeah.
And it was two completely different genres, but they both did the same thing to so many people.
Yes.
We were just talking about
Yes.
this. The music of that time, you could understand it.
Yes.
You could listen to it. You could feel with it.
Yes.
And now here I am singing with the guy who I was listening to as a kid. And it's one of the coolest things for me to be 26 years old and able to say that.
It's amazing. It's cool for me, again, because, at my age, and again, these songs came out when I was born, and here I am, but here you are in your 20s. That is ridiculously cool. And I love when I hear all these young people singing this music. This is
Timeless.
amazing. It's timeless.
Timeless music.
It's timeless.
Well, before any of this was discussion, for recording with Frankie or Bobby or whatever, when we I produced Tommy's first album, and it was Yesterday Once More. So as we picked the songs, Tommy would say, what do you think of Why? And I'd say, Why? I said, yeah, that's great. I said, it's Frankie's song. I said, and we recorded Why, and we recorded, a bunch of songs by different artists. He recorded Elvis, he recorded Rydell, and Frankie Valli. But I think the connection was because of my relationship with Frankie Avalon. Tommy felt more connected, And he said, Joe, I would really love to meet these guys. I would love to meet, Frankie Avalon and Bobby Rydell. And I said, well, Bobby's easy because Bobby lives close. Frankie's another story. But I said, we go to see Frankie in concert, I'll definitely be able to go backstage to see him, because he was good that way. All I had to do is say Joey M is outside, and Frankie would just say, let him in. And that's the way it was.
Or he'd go hide in a corner.
You didn't hide in the corner, did you, Frank?
No. But listen, Tommy C. When Joey M. called me about and showed me the thing that they did with Rydell, I really enjoyed it. And he said, Frankie, would you be interested in doing something like this? I said, well, first of all, with who? And he mentioned Tommy C. Of course, I heard Tommy C., and I think he's an extremely talented. They talk about the man with 1,000 faces. He's a man with 1,000 voices. I mean, he can do anything. He's got a range that's incredible, and his unique technique is fantastic, which I really admired. He knows all today's twists and turns on different melodies, and that's why I said I want to work with him. So when Joey said to me, what songs would you think we would do, you two as a duet? And I thought for just a minute, believe me, and I said, there's only two songs that I think would really make a lot of sense. Number one, it's a song that I did in the motion picture. It is the highest grossing musical of all time, the film Grease with Travolta, Olivia Newton-John. And I did the song Beauty School Dropout. I said, Joey, I got to tell you something. I still travel around the world. Everybody knows that film, and everybody knows Teen Angel and Beauty School Dropout. I said, it's to our advantage to take advantage of that song and the two of us doing it my way and his way. And I think what we did in the studio and in the video shows the difference between the two generations of many, many, many years. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think that's the most important thing. Tommy is a young man and very successful in his coming up now. But I think this is going to inspire a lot of people because it's fun. It's campy and it's fun.
And it was fun to make.
What's going on today in this world, this is the kind of things that we have to look at and we have to hear. So this is going to be our introduction to a relationship with Tommy C. and Joey M.
Yes.
Many years to come, hopefully. And I think people are really going to respond to it, and we'll see what happens. But we're happy with it. And as long as we're happy with it, we just hope and pray that the people who listen to it and see it will enjoy it as much as we do.
Now, what was interesting, because when I spoke to Frankie, and we discussed this in length, he said, I don't want to record the songs the way they were written. And he said, I want you to kind of do what you did with the other song with Rydell. And I said, well, okay. Well, now you have a iconic song, Beauty School Dropout, that has this video and has this bum, 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 bum.
It was almost, it's a waltz.
It's
almost.
a waltz. And I think, how, so I went to our arranger, conductor and arranger, and I said to Kit, I said, look, Avalon wants to do this song in a different feel. He says, well, how? I said, well, he's going, we're talking on the phone, me and Frankie's saying, well, Joe, I don't know. How about like drop out, drop out, drop out? He's going like that. And I said, all right. So I tell Kit, I said, Kit, this is what he wants to do. Drop out, drop out, drop out. And we got to change the tempo. We got to change the feel of the song. It cannot do it because we did it twice. We did it the original way, and then he didn't want to do it that way. And I had to can the whole thing. I didn't even tell Frankie that. And I said, you got to do it all over again. This is where he wants to be. And that's what we did it. And then we did Beach Blanket Bingo. And that...
There was two versions of that, too.
There was two versions of that. Three.
That's right.
It was the original version. He changed it. And then he did a rock version. And then he hits me up with a reggae.
I love reggae.
And
it's a great sound.
I said
Great
to
sound.
Frankie, I called Frankie up and I said, look, I'm going to send you this stuff. Go in with an open mind and let your grandchildren and children hear it. I get a phone call back. He said, Joe, I loved it. And then he comes up with an idea, and he throws me a curveball about a month ago, and he says to me, "What do you think if we add a little rap to it?"
Oh boy.
And I said, "Oh my God!" So I call Kit again, and I says, "Kit, Avalon wants to put a rap to it." So we did it, and his wife did the rap originally, and it was not good. And I said,
She's got a great voice.
She's got a great voice, but it
Oh,
just
it
didn't
just didn't
fit.
fit her.
It
Okay.
just didn't fit
Yeah,
her.
for the
Okay.
song.
And I said, "We need a male vocal on this." And Tommy declined the offer. I said, "Do you want to take the shot at it?" And Tommy said,
All right,
"No,
listen,
I don't think I could rap this."
I
Who
don't-
wrapped it?
I will do my best
We
to do
got this
whatever I
kid,
can,
the
but I can't
studio
do it.
kid that comes in the studio, and he was 30 years old, and he rapped it beautifully, and he paid tribute to Avalon and Annette and Funicello, and it was, when I heard it, I said, "This is it." He heard it. He said, "Joe, we got something here," and I just can't wait. I'm so looking forward to next year, and this year, of course, we got this song you're about to hear. We're going to let you guys. You're going to be the first.
I
ever
know,
to this.
debuting it right here on the Geri Petito Show. Okay, I'm on cloud nine, Frankie.
This is indeed the first time that
Okay.
anybody's actually
Nobody
listening.
has never heard it. Even in
No,
my
this is the
restaurant,
first
I would
time.
never let anybody know. And nobody even knew in the public. I never said it was Beauty School Dropout.
No, we
would
kept
say-
that a secret.
We kept that a secret. Only,
Right up until now.
Only our immediate friends heard it,
I
and
can't
they
breathe.
loved it. Yeah.
Is that
Frankie,
so, or if we're gonna
I
play
mean,
it, they're gonna have
jump
to
in on
skip a
this. I
couple,
mean, you're
but they
the
got
one.
it all
I
in
mean,
there.
Do you
you
want
had
that
a lot of
first?
the ideas
Yeah,
just
let's
as
just-
well.
We'll go right into that.
Yeah, let Frankie. Well, let Frankie jump in because
All right.
Frankie,
Yeah.
Frankie was very instrumental on this whole thing. It wasn't just coming from me. Frankie, between Frankie and I, that's how it materialized. And of course, the talent of Kit, our arranger.
So do you want to do that one first then?
What, Beauty School Dropout?
Yeah, we'll let him hear it. What do you think, Frankie? You think it's time to?
I think it's a good idea. This is the first, so
Yes. We'll do the
take a
Beauty
look
School
and
Dropout.
listen, and it's really interesting. I think you'll have fun.
It was a lot of fun to record. You know what the coolest part about this whole thing for me was when we were walking into the studio, Frankie. I don't know if you remember this. We were walking in, and he looked at me and he said, "You know, Tommy, I haven't been in the recording studio in 45 years." And the ironic part is, the last time he was in a recording studio was when he recorded Beauty School Dropout for Grease in
Could you imagine that?
1975.
Oh my gosh.
And now here he is coming back in with me to do it all over.
Okay, guys.
And
Are you
I-
ready?
but before we play it, I didn't tell you, but I'm not going to say what he said. But he came up with another idea. You remember what you told me about the putting you in the net? You remember that? The other day?
Well, now,
Do you remember the other day when the other idea you came up with? What do you say we do this beach blanket bingo? You in the net?
yeah.
Remember that? It's another
Yeah.
idea.
Hey, listen.
Oh
whatever
my
we gotta do.
gosh.
You know what I'm
There's a lot.
saying, right? I don't want to
There's
say
a
what
lot.
it is, but I'll let Frankie will say, if
I
he
think
remembers what we talked about.
I will say the highlight of the whole trip going out to California, it wasn't only sitting down and going out to eat with Frankie. It wasn't meeting him. It wasn't recording with him. Believe it or not, I think the coolest part of the whole trip was that I get to say that I used his bathroom.
That's so
That's-
funny. Oh
For me,
my
that's one
gosh.
of the coolest things because no, not many people
Okay,
can say I went to the bathroom
okay.
at Frankie Avalon's
Okay.
house.
Frankie, how do you handle these two? I'm just saying, okay?
I don't know. Let's listen to it. Let's watch it.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Let's hear the
Let's hear it.
song. Beauty School
School
Dropout. Here we go.
Beauty school dropout. No graduation day for you. Beauty school dropout. Missed your midterms and flunked shampoo. Well, at least you could have taken time to wash and clean your clothes up after spending all that dough. To have a doctor fix your nose up. Baby, get moving. Baby, get moving. Why keep your feeble hopes alive? What are you proving? What are you proving? You got the dream, but not the drive. If you go for your join us then, oh, turn in your T's and coat and go back to high school. Beauty school dropout, beauty school dropout, hanging around the corner store. Oh, beauty school dropout, beauty school dropout. Well, it's about time you knew the score. Well, they couldn't teach you anything. You think you're such a looker, but no customer would go to you unless she was a hooker. Baby, don't sweat it. Baby, don't sweat it. You're not cut out to hold a job. Better forget it. Better forget it. Who wants their hair done by a slob? Now your bangs are curled, your lashes twirled, but still the world is cruel. Wipe off that angel face and go back to high school. Jump out, jump out, jump out. You're a beauty school dropout. Baby, don't blow it. Beauty school dropout. Don't put our good advice to shame. Baby, you know it. Beauty school dropout. Even the rabbits say the same. Now we've called the shot. Get off the pot. We really gotta fly. Gotta be going to that malt shop in the sky. You're a beauty school dropout. Beauty school dropout. Jump out, jump out. You're a beauty school dropout. Beauty school dropout.
So first off, I want to say that's pretty cool. I did go to beauty school, and I wasn't a dropout, but to my dad I was, because I didn't want to have a beauty salon, and he went and bought me one behind my back to make sure I did it. So
Wow.
that song is very cool, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Hey, what do you think? Debuted right here. What is this? Hamilton Radio?
Jerry Petito Show,
Geri
guys.
Petito
Right here
Show.
on Hamilton Radio, debuted, okay? Thank you. Okay. Huge.
Well, Frank, what do you think?
Yeah, and you know what? My grandson Mason set up this whole Zoom thing, and he said, "What are you doing, Grandpa?" I said, "Well, let me play this for you." And he listened to it. I said, "What do you think?" He said, "I really like it. It's really today, Grandpa. You know, I know what you did in the film, but this is really something I like." Right, Mason?
And
There you
that's
go.
what. And how old is Mason? I spoke to him yesterday, but how old is he?
Mason is 22, 3.
23.
23. So that's Mason. That's great coming.
He
from
can
a
say hi
23.
if he wants. Hi, Mason.
Yeah, that's great saying. That.
He's coming over here now. He's a handsome kid, of course.
Yes. Come on, Mason. Let's see. Thank you for doing this, man. Hi.
Hello, Mason.
Looks like Earl Flynn, doesn't he, huh?
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you, Mason.
Thank you, guys.
So now,
Listen, thanks for having me on to say hello and to premiere this song with Tommy C. and my good friend Joey M.
wow.
I appreciate it, and hopefully we'll get a good response from it. If not, at least we enjoy it.
We got a lot of good responses already about you being on the show with us.
We're actually going to be doing a national.
Okay.
It'll be a national release.
A
Yeah,
national
the
release.
music video and all that stuff. All that stuff will be available on
Yeah,
YouTube,
within
Facebook,
the next week or so.
everywhere.
Now that we got the video, we're going to be able to go national, and there's going to be like 4,000 outlets. It's
Okay,
going to
cool.
hit. So
Very cool.
I think
Everybody
we're going to
will
be
get a
seeing a
little
lot
piece of
more
it.
Frankie Avalon and Tommy C together.
Amazing. Frankie, thank you.
See you guys. Merry Christmas is coming
Merry
up.
Christmas.
Happy holidays, Hanukkah, and everything else. And God bless all of you. And thanks for inviting me on your show.
Oh my
Joe.
gosh, please. Thank you. Thank
Frankie,
you.
thank you so much.
Thanks, Frankie.
I'll be in touch, Frank. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Frankie Avalon, everybody. Right here on the Geri Petito Show. Heck yeah. Woo. Amazing.
There you go.
Okay, so I could breathe now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that was pretty cool, though.
I'm still in awe that it happened.
Okay.
It was to be able to record
I'm
with
gonna
Bobby
text them. I'm
Rydell
gonna text
Yes.
them.
was
All right.
Yes.
that was great in itself to be able to
Insane.
say I recorded with Bobby Rydell.
Okay.
Right. And now Frankie Avalon.
Right.
It's the teen idols of the '60s, right out of Philadelphia. I mean, I did 2 of the Golden Boys. It's
Okay.
that was it. And it's funny that it's them two because it's with the movie Grease specific. And I was talking to Frankie about this when we were over there. Growing up, I was in Grease once or twice,
Did she get? I'm sorry.
and it's funny because so many people have 3 people mixed up every time we talk about the movie.
Okay.
Those 3 people are Bobby Rydell, Frankie Avalon,
Okay.
and Frankie Valli.
Okay.
Everybody says Bobby Rydell was in the movie.
Okay.
Nobody understands. He wasn't. It's just his name. It's like the Mandela effect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
Yes.
was Rydell High.
Okay,
That was
yes.
his contribution to the movie.
Oh my
Everybody
gosh.
thinks he was in it. The second thing, as everybody knows, the title song Grease, Frankie Valli sang Grease. Okay. When it comes to Beauty School Dropout, I've gotten into arguments with people that it was Frankie Avalon who sang Beauty School Dropout. For some reason, so many people believe that Frankie Valli actually sang Beauty School Dropout, and that was him in the movie. And I have to explain to people so many times that's Frankie Avalon.
Yeah.
And then it clicks,
Okay.
and they're like, oh, Frankie Valli sang Grease, and it's the three names are always mixed up when
It's
it comes to that
amazing,
movie.
right?
Yeah, it's the craziest thing.
Well, you mentioned what it was like for you to sing with Bobby Rydell and Frankie
Yes.
Avalon.
Oh, just. Okay.
Well, I can say the same thing because I got to interview both.
There you go.
You know, Bobby Rydell. I mean, so I get it, and
It's the coolest thing.
it's the coolest thing ever. And hearing a young man say what I'm feeling, right? That's pretty outrageous.
Yeah.
So I get it.
It's what it is. It's the coolest thing for me, right? And then to go back to my friend group. See, when I'm not doing this stuff, I'm a fireman and I'm an EMT. So I do a lot of other stuff outside of
Wow.
the entertainment
Well,
industry.
thank you for your service.
Thank you. And what's funny to me is when I go back to my friends and I say, I just recorded with Bobby Rydell. They say, oh, that's cool.
Because
They have
your
no idea-
age,
they have
your
no
age
idea.
group, I
There's
know.
nobody in the 20-year age group
Yes.
that knows who these guys are.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, that's cool. You know, I was like, well, I had dinner with him. I used his bathroom too. You know? And then it's funny because then they grab their phones and they look them up.
And then they're like, right.
How did
Yes.
that-" you know, and
Yep.
that's, to me, that's the coolest reaction that
Okay.
I can get. You know, I mean, I get it. I mean, your reaction is the reaction I get from most people when I say what I did. But to see somebody that's 20-something years old
Yes.
have that reaction,
No, I know.
that's like a very close friend of mine.
Yes.
We're partners on the ambulance. We put fires out together.
Yes.
Now they're saying to me, that's the coolest thing.
Yes. Okay.
That's it.
What's really cool is there are a lot of young people, and Bert right here, who's sitting here, he's an intern here,
Oh, there it is.
and he also is an old
Bert.
soul, and he loves all the oldies and everything, and that's why he came today, and he was like he had to see him. So I love again when I talk to younger people who just love this.
Right.
So thank you.
Ah,
I mean
thank
that.
you for having me. And listen, none of this would be possible without that guy sitting over there.
You're
in-
right.
In the sling.
No, you're right. I even got to say that today, right, honey? You're right. Do you want us to play another song?
Yeah, play something from Tommy's album.
Okay.
So, well, what if we do the one I did with Peggy?
yeah, so
to kinda
Tommy's
incorporate
three-
some-
Tommy's 3 times the charm. His first recording.
Wait, get a little closer, babe.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
His first, he's 3 times the charm recording with people. And the first recording was from the lead singer and co-writer of the song Beggin', Peggy Santilia. And
She was the lead singer of the Angels. You know, my boyfriend's back, and
Yeah,
you're
that
gonna
was
be
her
in trouble.
voice.
So
Yes!
she co-wrote
And
the
she
song
wrote
"Beggin' with Bob
Beggin' with Bob Gaudio.
back in 1967.
So the song hit the charts so many times, and I reached out to Peggy. Peggy was at my restaurant years ago, so I reached out to her, and she said, "Sure, I'll do it." And she came up to Jersey, and came to the restaurant. We had dinner, but we first went to the studio, and she did the background vocals with Tommy on Bacon, and it was the coolest thing. And then, of course, the Rydell situation, which we'll get into,
Yeah.
and then now with Frankie Avalon.
Okay.
And, and Frankie, I think Frankie's the one going to take Tommy to the top, because it's, unfortunately, Bobby passed.
Yes.
And,
God rest his soul. Yes.
And Frankie is a very popular star and entertainer, and he's iconic from the teen idols.
That's right.
So,
When you play this one, if you listen closely on the chorus, you'll really be able to hear Peggy's voice,
Okay.
and then you'll also be able to hear Joey's voice.
Okay.
Joey was actually on the song as well, doing all the
Okay.
low harmony parts.
And
to
this
the
one's
chorus.
called?
This song is Beggin'.
Okay. Let's go. Here we go, guys.
excuse me.
That's a song for later.
Yeah.
I'm begging you, put your loving hand out, baby. Begging, won't you put your hand out, baby? Riding high when I was king, played it hard and fast 'cause I had everything. Walked away, warned me then, that easy come and easy go and it would end. I'm begging you, put your loving hand out, baby. Begging, put your loving hand out, baby. I need you to understand that I'm trying so hard to be your man, the kind of man you want in the end. Only then can I begin to live again. An empty shell used to be, the shadow of my life is hanging over me. A broken man without a goal, don't even stand a devil's chance to win my soul. Begging, put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging you, put your loving hand out, baby. I'm fighting hard to hold my own, though I just can't make it all alone. I'm holding on, I can't go back. Now that big brass ring is a shade of black. I'm begging you, I'm begging you. I'm begging you, put your loving hand out, baby. Begging, put your loving hand out, baby. Begging, put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging you, won't you put your hand out, baby? Begging,
You know Johnny Bishop?
Yeah.
put
Okay.
your loving hand
Because I'll be
Absolutely.
there this month, in
Oh,
December. Will you be there?
We'll try to get over there.
Please. All right, so that was pretty cool.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh,
I think
amazing.
that's one of my my proudest moments to record that. That was a lot of fun.
That was amazing.
It's a different sound. It's
Yes.
a different sound from what I usually do with the 60s between the falsetto and which we tried. We actually tried to do, if you remember correctly, Joe, we ran that song quite a few times and we tried to put a falsetto
Excuse me.
voice on there as Frankie Valli had and all that, but it wasn't what it didn't give it that oomph.
Well, what that was, when we did the song, we were trying to get Tommy's real voice.
Okay.
And, excuse me,
That's okay.
we were trying to get Tommy's real voice. So I said to him, like, we're doing Frankie Valli, we're doing Frankie Avalon, we're doing Bobby Rydell, we're doing, doing Elvis, and where's your voice? And that was my concern. I mean, it's great to have the tribute, and that'll keep him going for a while as, working. But if we want to push his career further, I said I need a real voice.
Okay.
So when we did Beggin', Peggy actually said to me, she said, Joey, I'm not a fan of the falsetto. And I said, I have mixed emotions. It wasn't striking me the hard way either. But I was excited, I was more excited doing the song. And we called Kit up, and I said to Kit, we got to do it over with Tommy's voice, his real voice. And his voice was incredible.
It is.
He just went to, had that rock, raspy feeling in his voice. And I said, now we got Tommy C. Tommy Kono now, but we have the Tommy C. And I said, that's what I wanted to hear. And when he did Forget Him by Bobby Rydell, I actually had tears in my eyes because I said, I hear your real voice. He wasn't mimicking Bobby. He was singing himself. And then that was the thing. It wasn't like we were in the car and we recorded 4 songs in Florida in a studio by Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi was his studio.
Pretty
So,
cool.
yeah, the studio was it was engineered by Bon Jovi and
Yeah.
his team.
And
cool.
Al Alberts,
Okay. Yes.
his son, engineered this for me. So I called Albert and I said, Albert, would you want to do some work in the studio again? And he said, that would be awesome. What do you got? And I said, I got this kid that I'm working with, and I'd like you to record him. And I had told Tommy, I said, this guy recorded major stars. He gave us the list not too long ago, and I said, including myself. He recorded me, 21 songs he recorded with. So we went down there, and it was great. And, went to the house, and there's Al Albert's gold records.
That's so cool. Okay.
It was
is.
very
Did you get photos? I hope.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
they're very good friends. We go down about once a year.
Okay,
and
cool.
every time we go down, we record.
We
a
hang
couple
out.
tunes
Very
and
cool.
We have
yeah.
fun. Yeah, I go and actually cook at Albert's house.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then when his mother and father were alive, they used to come to my house, and it was the coolest thing. I sang with Big Al on his show when he had Showcase, and then he used to come to Wildwood and do it live. And he brought me on one day, and it was cool. I sang "God Bless America" with him, and
That's pretty cool.
so I had a good relationship with these guys, and it's been on my whole life. So I've been fortunate, and I was fortunate enough to pass some of this over to Tommy, and I never asked to record with them, though I sang with them. I sang with Frankie, I sang with Bobby, I sang with Jimmy Beaumont from the Skyliners.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
go on. Mary Wilson from the
Oh
Supremes.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I can go on. And the thing is, I never thought of recording, but when Tommy walked into the picture, and I told him, "What do you think?" And he said, "That would be awesome. That would be awesome."
I laughed. I laughed at him. I didn't think it was actually.
Well, yeah. At
ever
first,
gonna
he
happen.
thought it was a joke, and he just never thought it. And then I would call him. Like he called me about the show, and he said, "You think you can get me on this Geri Petito show?"
You did?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, baby.
And I said, okay. And I didn't think nothing of it. And then I called you, and here we are. And it's just like that. He'll say, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then I do the best I can to make it happen for him. You know?
You sure did. For me, too.
So,
So, all right. So now, would you like to play another song, or would you like to sing?
well,
Do
what's
we have,
going on with
do
Linda?
we have Linda online? You want to bring her in?
He's He's
He's
still
helping
helping
her
her.
out?
He's helping her.
still
Okay.
doing that.
Why don't
Yeah.
you sing a song?
Oh, yeah.
You
I'll,
wanna-
I'll take
Why
him
don't you
back to
sing a
19...
Frankie Avalon song?
You want? I could do that. I was
Yeah,
going to go
that
back
would
to
be cool.
1962.
Like what song? Jerry Baby?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, come on.
So you want to do 62? You want to do
Yeah.
58?
No, we'll do. Well, listen, I ain't that old.
I
We'll do
love it.
62. What do you say? Does that work?
That's fine.
Okay,
work
so
with you?
that works, baby. Tech, guys, we're going to have him sing live now, okay?
Yeah. Let's bring out Sherry.
The Jerry Baby, you know.
Jerry Baby. That's it.
That's it, baby. When Michael Diamore sings that, he sings it to me, Jerry Baby. Who's this Sherry cat anyway?
I'm gonna. Is that on?
Got to ask Frankie Valli that question.
I looked it up. Guess what? Nobody dated a Sherry.
Testing. There we go.
All right, let's do
Yeah.
it.
I'll do a little bit for you, huh?
Okay. Here we go, baby.
Let's
That's not
let's
shit.
change that to Sherry.
That's not the one, right?
Nah, there we go.
Go a little more, Sandy. Perfect. All right.
Sherry, Sherry baby, Sherry, Sherry baby, Sherry baby,
Perfect.
Sherry, can you come out tonight? Jerry baby.
What?
Sherry, can you come out tonight? Why don't you come out to my twist party where the bright moon shines? We'll dance the night away. I'm gonna make you a mine. Sherry baby. Sherry, can you come out tonight? You better ask your mother. Tell her everything is alright. Why don't you come out with your red dress on? You look so fine. Just move it nice and easy. Girl, you make me lose my mind. Sherry baby. Sherry, can you come out tonight? Come out tonight. Come out tonight. Jerry, Jerry baby, Sherry. Sherry baby, Sherry. Sherry baby.
Amazing.
Oh, boy.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. All right, so thank you for the Jerry shout out. You know, I looked up this Sherry chick, and nobody had a Sherry girlfriend, so we should just change the name of the song. That's all
There
I'm
you
saying.
go.
Okay?
That's
Amazing.
easy.
Kiddo, amazing.
Thank you very much.
Wow. All right, I want to ask him a couple questions. So, you're very young, and you're an old soul, and you sing these incredible old songs, and you love them, and all that's great. And you're keeping the music alive, and they all have to thank you for that, and I thank you for that as well.
Absolutely. Thank
Okay. Now, other than oldies, doo-wop, and all that, right?
Mhm.
Did you like any other kind of music?
you. Classic rock.
Okay.
It took me a very, very long time. And when I say long time, I mean I was probably 17 by the time I realized how good the Beatles were.
Okay.
The Who.
Oh, yeah.
All those, all those wonderful groups. The Rolling Stones.
Genesis?
Oh, phenomenal.
Forget
It's
it.
just-
Follow
it's-
you, follow me. Forget it.
It took me such a long time to realize that all the music is connected.
That's right.
You find let's talk about the Beatles for a second.
Okay, go ahead.
That song. Joe, help me out here.
Which one?
It's the answer to Forget Him. Paul McCartney goes on record, and
Okay.
he's talking about, I can't remember the name of the song now, but he said, we based this song off Bobby Rydell's Forget Him when they wrote it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was almost like a call and response style
Yes.
tune, and he said that that song is the reason we recorded this one, and I can't remember what it is. Is she on?
Yeah, she's on. I have
Get a
to
photo of her on the screen, too.
I have to brag about the Philadelphia market for a second because Philadelphia has turned out so many artists that it's iconic. And Paul McCartney also went with Charlie Gracie, the first guy who did a rock and roll song, and then with Bobby Rydell, and then you got Fabian and Frankie Avalon and Chubby Checker, and the list goes on and on. These are all icons from the 50s,
I got to do the twists with Chubby Checker
Oh, did you really?
twice in the 80s, and then a few years ago, he came and did a benefit in our town, and he came out into
Wow.
the audience. He was standing behind me. I turned around. He kissed me, picked me up, put me on stage, and we did the twist
And you did
together.
the twist. I'm
All
actually
right?
doing a show with Chubby in
in
September.
September
That's
next
pretty
year,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's pretty
actually, you would ask Chubby, who's the best Sinatra singer in Wildwood? He'll tell you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Joey
Pretty
pays
cool.
him a check every year. for him
Okay,
to say
right?
that. That's what that
Yeah,
is.
he gets royalties.
So, guys, okay, producer. Okay, what's happening? All right.
So I think we got somebody else coming on. Right?
Yes, we do.
All right.
Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Ruben.
So, Joey Montello, you're going to introduce her, please.
Okay. So, as we stated earlier in the show, actually, if it wasn't for this gentleman, probably wouldn't have got the second base with Frankie Avalon if
Okay.
it wasn't for Bobby Rydell, because we had this thing that we started the recording, and I have his widow in the background, Mrs. Rydell, Linda Hoffman, and she was very supportive. I'll let her tell you all the story, but when we first approached Bobby to record the song, we were in the restaurant, and he first heard Tommy in the restaurant, and then it was a couple months later, about a year later, actually, not a couple months, about a year later, a year and a half, something like that, and I said, what do you think? You go in the studio with this kid. Yeah? He went like that, yeah? And I said, yeah. What do you think? All right, you want to go. And me and Bobby have this lingo that I can't say on the air here. All right? So then I said to him again that night, when he was leaving, I said, you want to do this? Yeah. So the next day, right after the show, he did a show. It was, ironically, it was his last show in Wildwood. And he got sick a couple months later, and, within 6 months he was gone.
Yes.
But anyhow, I told him the third time, I said, before I start production on this song, are you sure? And, well, he let me have it. He let me have it in my lingo and his lingo. And then, of course,
Philadelphia vocabulary.
Linda was very instrumental in everything. She has been a big supporter of Tommy's, a big supporter of myself. We've become friends, way before Bobby passed. Linda and I would have more conversation with Linda than I did with Bobby on the phone. He wasn't much of a conversationist on the phone, so she's sitting here in the wings waiting to come on. Here
Yes.
she is. And
So,
ladies and
producers,
gentlemen-
let's bring her on. Go ahead, introduce her.
Ladies and gentlemen, the late Bobby Rydell's widow, wife, Linda Hoffman. Linda, how are you?
Can't
she's
hear
got-
you.
We don't hear you yet. Hold on, Linda. No audio.
Linda, unmute your microphone, please.
I know she's familiar with Zoom because
Right.
she does it. She Zooms with the Rydell Foundation, which we can touch base on.
And Doc G,
Can you hear us,
me?
Linda?
Oh yeah, she's muted.
Keep it like that. Don't keep switching with her. Leave her with us.
She's muted.
Let me know.
Linda, can you hear me? Yeah, you're muted for some reason. We could see it.
You have to
gotta unmute
unmute
that
your
microphone.
mic. Unmute your mic, Linda.
Your microphone on the laptop, it was probably have a little button you got to hit.
Linda, on your left-hand bottom screen, there should be a microphone.
Your left-hand bottom screen. Do you see a microphone?
Is there a line across it? On your Zoom screen. Can we play a song so I can?
Yeah,
Yes.
play a song.
Let's play a song.
Why don't we do Sway?
All right, let's
We'll
do
give
Sway.
that a listen.
Yeah, play so,
That's-
and then we could try to walk Linda
And-
through it.
Yeah, that
Come and
was.
get- and he'll come and get the phone.
This
Dial
is
her.
one of the songs that we recorded with Bobby. It's a great song called Sway, and we recorded 2 songs with him, and the other song
Ruben.
is called Wild One. And that was
Okay.
actually chosen on a coin flip.
It was?
Yeah, we'll get into that later. But so we'll give Sway a listen. What do you say?
Yes, let's give Sway a listen, guys. Yes, a coin flip. I can't wait. Oh, I feel bad for her.
When marimba rhythm starts to play, dance with me, makes me sway. Like the lazy ocean hugs the shore, hold me close, sway me more.
Like a flower bending in the breeze, bend with me, sway with ease. When we dance, you have a way with me. Stay with me, sway with me. Other dancers may be on the floor.
Dear my eyes will see only you.
Only you got that magic technique.
When we dance and grow weak,
I can hear the sound of violins long before they begin. Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now. Come on and sway, come on and sway, come on and sway. Come on and sway, come on and sway, come on and sway. Other dancers may be on the floor.
dear my eyes will see only you.
Only you got that magic technique. When we sway, I go weak. I can hear the sound of violins long before it begins. Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now. Sway with me, sway. Sway with me, sway. When marimba rhythms start to play, dance
the shore. Hold me close, sway me more. Come on and sway, come on and sway, come on and sway. Come on and sway, come on and sway, come on and sway. I can hear the sound of violins long before it begins. Make me thrill, only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me loud. Make me thrill, only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me loud.
All right, so are you kidding me? Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Thank you.
So, kid, come on. Tell us what that song meant to you.
So that was the first time that it was the first one that we did with Bobby. And when we were actually in the car, the four of us, right, the four of us were in Joey's car, and we were playing him the demo of the song. And all he kept saying was, raise the volume. Raise the volume. He was absolutely loving every ounce and every second and every beat of that song. And it's one of my favorite songs. A lot of people have done it. I mean, probably for the younger generations, the most popular one, honestly, will probably be Michael Bublé did it. And I like to think that, well, Bobby's had that Latin feel to it
Yes.
as well. Dean Martin was just that crooner.
Yep.
And then Bublé had that Latin flair, but still very big band. And now here we are with, once again, a Latin flair, and it's a rock song. We're trying to bring all of these older tunes into the newer generation with the new sound, because I've noticed today, everybody's worried about the beat. Nobody cares about the song anymore. They would just want to hear a good beat, and that's what we're trying to push with all these great tunes.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
You know, I've interviewed a lot of young and up and coming, indie artists, and some as young as 9 years old.
Wow.
9 years old, and she was incredible, okay? And do you know they all say the same thing? When I ask them what they think of the oldies, they say, without that music, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing.
Not at all.
Oh,
And they know that.
you know how
and
many
that's
songs
the best
have been
part.
remade?
Yep.
I mean, you think about it.
Look at Beggin'. Prime example is
Beggin' has hit the
Beggin'
charts so
Beggin'
many times. And
was done by two rappers back in, I want to say, the 90s. It's crazy how many times these songs can get turned around.
it is. What do you call it? The Supremes? You Keep Me Hanging On.
Oh, right.
It became a hit 3 times, and You Can't Hurry Love. I mean, they just grab these songs, and it's amazing. It really is amazing. Well, Linda's here with us.
Okay, we have Linda now. Linda, say hello.
I'm finally here.
Hi, Linda.
I've never had so much trouble in my life
Okay. Linda,
trying to get onto a website.
first I want to say something to you, please. First of all, my heart goes out to you. My condolences, of course. And I want to say thank you. I had the honor of interviewing your husband, and it was one of my most amazing interviews. And now I have you here on screen with us, so I want to say thank you so much, sweetie.
Oh, you're welcome. I used to arrange all his interviews.
Yep,
so.
I know. Amazing. So,
I was the gatekeeper.
yes, you were.
Well, we were talking about how this whole thing came to reality with the Sway, and I was saying, I don't know if you heard me saying how supportive you were through this whole thing, and Linda took the baton. Really, Bobby just went along with it. Whatever, she said, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and we recorded, and we were supposed to do a video,
Okay.
and we did the video, but he was gone already.
Yes.
When we did the video. So
Even the music for the final mixes,
Yeah.
there was no re-recording anything. So
Yeah,
everything that you hear was that day in the
Okay.
studio as it was.
Beautiful.
That was it. Was one take.
Yeah.
It was just one day. I
we
mean,
we couldn't go back and correct anything, so we had to work what we had, and but because he took sick right after that. I mean,
we both were sick after
Yeah.
that, and then
Yeah, that's right.
I got better and he got sick again.
So and that was it. So, his passing was untimely, and that was it. But Linda has been so supportive through all of this with Tommy from the time we started So right now, up to the present day,
With the foundation and everything.
with the foundation and with Tommy's career, and she's helped me along. She actually was influential to get him on the Malt Shop Memory Cruise. And,
Very cool.
You know,
That was a fun time. That was a first for not only myself but for a lot of people. I was in a sense the guinea pig for the young
Okay.
the young
Yes.
tribute artists, because there's tribute artists on
Yes.
the boat all the time. But I was the first young tribute artist. So to go on and pay tribute to the man that basically, correct me if I'm wrong, Linda, Bobby and Jerry started the malt shop stuff. That was
Well,
that was all-
actually, it was Bob, Time Life. They always
Right.
used to be doing infomercials and they did CDs, they did books. Well, Bobby was the spokesperson for the Malt Shop Memories CD collection. And I think he did it before I met him. So it was like 2007. And it was the biggest seller the biggest seller Time Life ever had. So out of that, the man who works for Time Life, Alan Rubens, they came up with this idea for a cruise. The first cruise was in May 2010. And it was only 4 days, 3 nights. And it only went from Florida to Cozumel. And it was such a big seller, they thought, oh, well, maybe we can do this again. They did the same thing a year later, and it sold out. So then they expanded it to, I think it's 8 days, 7 nights, and they go to more stops. But Bobby was the spokesperson for that whole CD collection, which was their biggest ever promo sale that Time Life ever had. And that's how that all started. And now here we are. That started in 2010, and here it is 2024, and they're still going. Now, a lot of the artists have either retired or died through the years. They've lost different people, but it's still going. And I think myself, this is just me, I think it will continue because of the music. And as the different artists retire or die, younger people will come along, and I think it'll continue, but it'll be a tribute cruise with the same kind of music, but with different artists doing it.
Yes.
That's how I think it's going to
So
go.
that's
I mean,
exactly what
my
happened.
thought.
I did all Bobby Rydell's
It exactly
music.
happened that way with the.
That's all
It was a tribute to Rydell, 2 nights. He sang nothing but Rydell music.
I'm lucky enough, thanks to Linda, to I have Bobby's original music.
Yes.
So when I go to do these tribute shows, it's not like I said to somebody, "Hey, I really like that song from Bobby Rydell. Can you write me a chart for that to give to a band?" It's the pages. If you blow on the paper, they will break.
Oh my God.
It is I digitized everything. So and she has all the originals. I digitized it all. So she'll never get rid of that.
Okay.
And it's the coolest thing to say. I actually have a piece of history,
Yes.
like right here in my
Yes.
phone. I could show you all the charts, and that's what the band plays, and it sounds wonderful, and it takes everybody back to when they were watching Bobby.
Amazing.
And the band, especially on the Malt Shop, and you've worked with them before,
Yeah.
the Coda Band, they backed Bobby up many, many times.
So they know the music, and they just roll with it. It's the coolest thing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Linda, can I ask you a question? What was your favorite song from Bobby?
Oh, gee, I don't even know all of them because I wasn't a fan. I mean, I didn't know his music. In fact, we were a blind date. We were fixed up on a blind date, and he called me. Didn't know me, never had seen me, but he called me, and I thought, yeah, I knew he was a singer, and I knew that he was local, but I didn't know the songs. So I thought, oh my God, I just agreed to go out with this guy. I better hear what his music sounds like. So I went on YouTube and I listened to some of his songs, which I did recognize. They weren't the soundtrack to my life because I'm 11 years younger than him. But I did recognize the songs, and the ones that I know off the top of my head, I would say my favorite is probably Forget Him.
Oh, I love that too.
That's a beautiful song.
Yeah, I love that too. Wow.
It was his closest thing to a ballad he ever had.
Right.
On a 45. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah.
It is a great song.
I think that was It was his. I think that wasn't his last millionth seller too.
That
if
was
I'm
his
not
last
mistaken?
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I don't know. I'd have to look it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I got too busy taking care of his health to worry about his career.
Yeah.
No, you did a good job with his career for the last 10 years of
Yeah.
his life. You got him 10 more years, and it was great. I mean, that's how naturally that's how I met Linda, through Bobby. I knew Bobby for years prior to that, but Linda and I became very good friends. Like I said, I spoke more to her than I spoke to him, because we
He
would
didn't really like to talk on the phone a
no.
lot.
So Linda would get on the phone and we would talk, and I'll be down there, coming down in 2 weeks. We're coming to the restaurant or whatever, and they would have dinner, and we would make a weekend out of it. We'd have a blast. I mean, we'd just sit there and talk and have a good time.
We even saved the restaurant one night from talking so long because it would have burned down if we weren't there that late.
The restaurant caught on fire,
Whoa.
and it was late. We were sitting there, and we're talking, and it's like 2:00 in the morning, and all of a sudden, we smelled something. I think it wasn't it? We smelled something.
Yeah, I said, I smell something burning.
And then we went
and all of a
outside,
sudden-
and between the rafters, there was something. One of the neons outside caught on, and it went right through.
It was the soffit outside.
Yeah, the
from
soffit
neon
outside.
the-
So
the
everybody
soffit
ran out of
got
the restaurant
caught on
quickly.
fire.
Wow.
But Rydell's nights at the restaurant could be 3:00 in the morning, and we would sit there. Bob loved stories. He loved telling stories. And finally, one night I said to him, it was 3:00 in the morning, and I said, "Hey, Bob, bye, birdie. I hate to see you go." And I said, enough is enough.
That's so funny. So,
It took me the longest time actually to only because he said that. So I was actually in Bye Bye Birdie again about two or three times when I was younger, and I've watched all the movie variations of
Sure.
it. I've seen it on Broadway. I actually met John Stamos through that because
Very
he was
cool.
playing Albert Peterson. So when I went to go see the show, we had backstage passes, and I met John Stamos over there. And it took me the longest time to realize that was Bobby Rydell, because now I'm obviously older, but even when I was younger, he was older. He didn't look like that.
yeah.
When I started really listening to the music,
Yeah.
that's the 2000s.
Yeah.
When you think about it, he didn't look the way he did when he
Yeah.
recorded. So for me to make that
Yes.
comparison, I'm like it was
Amazing.
unbelievable for me to say, wait, that's the same guy.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun working with him.
Should we play another song?
Yeah, well, we play Linda's favorite song.
Yep.
Tommy, you're gonna have to sing it.
I think we can do that.
Okay.
The song's called "Forget Him." For the guys over there behind the glass.
Producer, you got it? Okay.
This was on the album. This was on.
I'm just gonna stay right here.
Okay. There you go.
Forget him if he doesn't love you. Forget him if he doesn't care. Don't let him tell you that he wants you, 'cause he can't give you love which isn't there. Little girl, he's never dreaming of you. He'll break your heart, just wait and see. So don't you cry now, better tell him goodbye now. Forget him and please come home to me.
Forget him if he doesn't love you.
Love you.
Forget him if he doesn't care.
Don't let him tell you that he wants you, 'cause he can't give you love which isn't there. Oh no, little girl, he's never dreaming of you. He'll break your heart, just wait and see. So don't you cry now, better tell him goodbye now. Forget him and please come home to me. Oh, don't you cry now, better tell him goodbye now. Forget him and please come home to me. It's a beautiful tune.
Oh my gosh, that was so beautiful.
Thank you. Sounds a little different when I do it live. It's a different
Yeah.
arrangement, but
But
it
it's
is
beautiful.
a beautiful tune.
So now with Linda, as like I said, we've remained friends and since Bobby's passing, and we talked about the Bobby Rydell Foundation,
Yes.
and Linda had said that Bobby wanted his ashes sprinkled in Wildwood. So the former mayor, Ernie Troiano, and myself, we were thinking, well, we're not going to just sprinkle his ashes. Ernie said, why don't we build a statue of Bobby Rydell? And then in that statue, Bobby's remains would be. So now Ernie's going to be mayor again come January, and we already raised over $40,000 for the foundation. We need to raise another 160, but
We need over
we'll
$200,000.
get there. We have some game plans ahead of us, and Linda is the president of the foundation. I'm vice president. Tommy is the official spokesperson for the foundation, and we have a lot of work ahead of us, but it's good. Matter of fact, we're going to get together in another week, and we're going to sit and chat, and we're going to record. Actually, Linda's going to do a little recording about the gift of life, because he was the recipient of that, and scholarships will be going out. So it's just not all about the statue. Once the statue is erected, the gift of life, there'll be a gala every year, and that money will go towards that gift of life.
Do you have a website for it?
We have a Facebook page.
Facebook.
Yeah, and
Facebook page.
and Bobby's official Facebook page as well, and on his website, I believe there's information about the foundation. Correct?
Yeah, there's a tab across the top you can click on.
There you go.
Okay.
So just search the Bobby Rydell Foundation, and you'll see everything we
Okay.
put out there.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So, Linda, is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, I mean, I was stunned with the statue because, obviously Bobby had many health issues through the years. So we talked about where we wanted to be parked when we left. So I said to him many years ago when he was going for his transplants, I said, listen, if this doesn't work, what do you want me to do? And he had said, I want to have my ashes sprinkle some on Camille's grave, which is his first wife who died in 2003. And the rest of them sprinkle in Wildwood. That's where I want to go. I said, okay. So after he died, I called Joey and I said, listen, do you think we could arrange to have, I know I can't do the sprinkling public. You're not supposed to do that. But can we have a memorial service on the beach? He said, well, let me get back to you. I don't know, 2 or 3 days later, he calls me back. He said, well, what would you think of a statue? I said, I can't afford a statue. And he said, no. This is what we're thinking. And I said, oh, well, yeah, that'd be great. So I have to get together with the kids and sprinkle his ashes on his wife's grave, not to bury, just to sprinkle. And then right now he's parked in my closet. And I scream at him when I get pissed off. But eventually the ashes will be sprinkled on Camille's grave, and then the rest of them will go inside the statue, which I think is great because he loved Wildwood. I grew up on a lake. He grew up on a beach, and he loved Wildwood. So and he's like Mr. Wildwood. I mean, they play Wildwood days every day on the boardwalk. At least, what is it, Joey? Twice or once?
11 o'clock in the morning, and then they play it again. They play it periodically through the day.
I didn't even know that. I've never been on Wildwood's boardwalk.
When they presented you that proclamation on the stage the year that he passed, they had just purchased the song for another 5 more years. The rights to use it. They pay for it, so they'll continue to use it. It's been Wildwood's theme song forever. And I don't see that ever going away. And, with the new administration coming in, he's a big Bobby Rydell fan, as I am. I mean, I was, I always said I was a fan of Bobby's, a fan of Frankie's. But the coolest thing was I was their friend. And, I said, you got to remember, I'm a fan. So and Bobby would say to me, like, "What did you think of my show? What did you think? Did I sound okay?" I said, "You sounded great. You sure?" And he was like a little kid when it came to stuff like that, you know. And I said to him backstage one time, we were sitting in this dressing room, and I said to him, "You know what? My favorite song of yours is We Got Love." And he says, "You know, Frankie tells me the same thing." I said, "So why don't you sing it?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, sing it." He went on stage that night, and he sang it in the original key.
Wow.
And he didn't dedicate it to me, but I know he was doing it for me, and it blew me away. And Tommy does it now, you know, and it's a great song.
One of my favorites.
And it's where the Beatles got like, ooh,
You know what?
yeah.
That might be the song that I was.
Okay,
Yeah,
there you go.
It's that was.
I think that may have been it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. You ever hear?
Yeah.
This
Come
is
on.
Big Guy Love, yeah.
That's the song. Yeah, she loves you. Yeah,
Yeah.
So that song was, while it had the yeahs and all that stuff like We Got Love, that was the response to Forget Him.
But for the record, Rydell's Sway was the biggest on the charts.
That's amazing.
Yeah, not Bublé.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't Bublé.
That was Sway.
Sway,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Right.
Bobby made sure you knew it too.
So how many more songs do we have?
Whatever we got. I mean, so Joey and I on the table there, we got you a couple albums that we released, and now we're getting
Okay.
into the holidays. We got a holiday tune for you, and one song that we love doing. That's on the Our Way album.
Okay.
Okay.
That it was actually done in French too.
Okay.
I don't have any more Rydell tunes. You got to
Okay.
definitely come see a show for more of that.
That's right.
But yeah, well, I mean, whatever you want to do.
Well, the thing with the My Way,
We'll
It was-
close with that one.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
absolutely.
originally done in French, but it had nothing to do with the English version.
It's called Comme d'habitude. and
Yeah.
It translates to as usual.
And Paul Ankas did the English translation, and he made his own words for Frank Sinatra. But with the actual song has nothing to do with the American version.
Do we want to? Are
We
are
got
we
why.
saying goodbye to Linda, or what are we doing?
Yeah, Linda.
Because we don't want to just keep you there.
Yeah.
But I want to say something first, please. I want to say thank you again, Linda. I mean this from the bottom of my heart, okay? So I could get all choked up. Thank you for being part of it and that interview with me and, you know, Bobby. And just thank you from the bottom of my heart for even being here today.
Oh, my pleasure.
Well, thank you, Linda.
Am I off? Am I
Yeah.
going now?
They're
So
saying
Linda,
me
we'll
off.
see you.
They're saying
We'll see you in a
goodbye.
week, Linda. We'll be seeing
All
you
right.
next Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay, sounds
right.
good.
Thank you, sweetheart. And you could click off. That was
Okay,
amazing.
bye-bye.
Thank you,
girl.
Linda.
Wow.
So there you go.
Thank you.
Frankie Avalon, Linda
Okay.
Rydell.
It was beautiful.
Now, we're excited about the Avalon project. I just, Frankie just called me while we were on the air, but I said I'm still in set, we're still live. But, I'm so looking forward to this project because Frankie's got a lot of great ideas with it, and, he's a pro
He
at
comes
this.
out with a new idea almost every day. And he's
Yeah.
on the phone with Joey. Say, well, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? What do you think of this? It's the craziest
And
thing.
I love it I mean, Frankie and I haven't talked this much in 35 years,
Amazing.
It's great, but it's always been a good relationship, and I'm loving it, and I'm grateful that he's been on Tommy's side.
amazing.
That's important for me because a lot of work went into Tommy C, and I want to see Tommy grow. He's living my dream as an entertainer. I still sing. I always made a joke. I bought the restaurant to secure my singing career.
I love it. I love that. So, producer, what do we have? 3 more songs? So let's play. We're going to close with My Way, and we won't do my theme song at the end. We're going to close with that. What song do you want him to play now?
Let's do the holiday tune.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Joey and I sing together on that.
Okay.
It's on his Christmas album.
What's it called?
Well,
Marshmallow World.
It's a good song. One of
Let's
my
do
favorite
it.
tunes.
There we
What
go.
do you say? All right.
And I love holiday music. I
This
love
is a
Christmas songs.
seasonal song. It doesn't say Christmas, but it's a great.
Okay.
Play. It's a whipped cream day. I wait for it the whole year round.
Those are marshmallow clouds being friendly in the arms of the evergreen trees. And the sun is red like a pumpkin head. It's shining so your nose won't freeze.
All the world is a snowball, see how it grows. That's how it goes whenever it snows. The world is your snowball just for a song. Get out and roll it along. It's a yummy world made for sweethearts to take a walk with your favorite girl. It's a sugar date. What if spring is late? In winter it's a marshmallow world.
This is the part I usually do a little dance.
He does a little ballerina dance.
But I sold it off a couple years ago.
Like a pumpkin head. It's shining so... No, that's not the line.
That's your
That's
line.
my line. That's what he's talking over there. That's your line.
Oh, boy. And the sun is red like his pumpkin head. It's shining so your nose won't freeze.
Ah, the world is your snowball. See how it grows. That's how it goes whenever it snows. The world is your snowball just for a song. Get out and roll it along. It's a yummy world made for sweethearts to take a walk with your favorite girl. It's a sugar date. What if spring is late? In winter it's a marshmallow world.
Nice little tune of the season, huh?
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah,
That was beautiful,
the
guys.
official kickoff of the holiday
That's
season.
right. So we did a couple debuts here, and we're kicking off the holiday
Right.
season with
There
the
you
show.
go.
There you go. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I wish you'd bring Frankie back on with his Christmas tree.
The audience back there, they were singing and dancing to you guys singing.
Oh, beautiful.
So let's play the next one.
Which one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we'll take it back with Frankie. We'll make this a full circle here.
Okay.
We'll go
This
back
is
to
full
the beginning.
circle, and I hope Frankie's out there watching. And this is for you, Frankie, if you are. It's this is the last song of the decade.
1959, yeah.
1959 was the last #1 song of the
It
decade.
wasn't born. Well, we
Oh,
know
neither
we
was
know
I.
you weren't.
Neither
come
was
on.
neither was I.
All right, all right.
No, I was.
Listen,
I was.
we know he wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't even born in '89.
Okay.
All right, yeah,
All
let's
right,
do it.
Let's do it.
This is for you, Frankie.
I'll never let you go. Why? Because I love you. I'll always love you so. Why? Because you love me. No broken hearts for us, 'cause we love each other. And with our faith and trust, there could be no other. Why? 'Cause I love you. Why? 'Cause you love me. I think you're awfully sweet. Why? Because I love you. You say I'm your special treat. Why? Because you love me. We found the perfect love. Yes, a love that's yours and mine. I love you and you love me all the time. It's a beautiful love song, isn't it? I love you. found the perfect love. Yes, a love that's yours and mine. I love you and you love me. I love you and you love me. We'll love each other, dear, forever. Forever.
That's
Ah,
beautiful.
huh?
On that one. She
Ah,
can
there
go.
you go.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank
Say
you,
hello
thank
to
you.
Frankie if he's watching.
Ah, you're on Facebook Live right now?
I just went on.
Hi, everybody out there in Facebook land, too.
Hi, Frankie. I love
See
you.
that?
Amazing. Absolutely
We got
amazing.
cameras all over this joint.
Amazing.
Thank you.
So, we still have a few minutes. I don't want you guys to get off thinking you forgot to talk about anything. Okay, the mic is yours. So, why don't we start with you?
I feel like I'm in divorce court.
Here we go. I love your sense of humor also.
You know
Pretty
what?
soon,
It's.
divorce court.
I think over the past couple of years, I mean, I'm very grateful to have become friendly with Joe. He's my manager, my agent. He's everything. You know, that's how we operate. I'm grateful for everything that he's done and is currently doing, because, like I said before, if it weren't for him, none of this would be happening. For a 26-year-old kid who likes to sing, this is the most amazing experience. If I never sing another song in my entire life, I am still proud to say I did all this.
Yes.
And it's wonderful to be able to say that.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
very grateful.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's it.
Well, wait, that's not it. I have a question for you.
Absolutely good.
So, I'm going to ask you something, and it might sound weird, but think before you answer.
Okay.
Okay? When you hear your songs,
Mm-hmm.
when you hear you singing, you're listening to your recordings.
Yes.
What do you think?
Shut it off. It's very strange to hear your own voice coming through a set of speakers, especially in the studio. I mean, that's natural. You're gonna hear the playback all the time.
Okay.
But to be on an ambulance and have my friends singing the songs that I sing.
I love it.
Now, for them, they're in a sense poking fun. Oh, you know, you're a singer, right? And I look at them. I said, well, you just proved to me that you listen to my music. And they said, absolutely, all the time.
See?
I have my friends text me all the time saying, your album is playing in my car right now. It's weird, but there's times where I'm listening to my songs.
Okay.
I sing on my album yesterday once more. I sing "Stuck on You" by Elvis Presley.
Okay.
There's been times where I am listening to my music, and then that song will get just thrown in there, and I'll forget that's me. That's not Elvis.
All right, so I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
You mentioned Elvis, you mentioned Stuck on You, and you
Yes.
mentioned that you sing it. Can you give me 30 seconds, a minute? I don't care. A cappella?
Yeah. Let's see.
Let's do it, baby. Yes.
Oh boy, I gotta remember the words. Oh, you can shake an apple off an apple tree, or shake a sugar, but you never shake me. Oh no, sirree, oh no. There you go.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Absolutely.
That was awesome.
Thank you very much.
There you go. I loved it. Okay, so one more question, and then I'm going to give our buddy here the mic.
Yeah.
All right. When you listen to other singers
Mm-hmm.
that are great, and you hear them sing, I bet you're thinking, oh my gosh, they're so great, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought that about you singing?
Well, for some things, I say I'm good.
Okay.
You'll never hear me say, "Wow,
Okay.
that's phenomenal."
Okay.
Because I mean, me and Joey talk about this all the time. You are your own worst
That's
critic.
right. That's right.
So you'll never hear me say, "I did a phenomenal job on that."
Okay.
If it's good, it's good.
Okay.
I'll take it.
All right.
You could say, "Oh, it's wonderful. It's the best song I've ever
Okay.
heard." It's good.
Okay. I'm asking you for a reason. So I like to ask especially my singers that question, and this is why. So God gave you an incredible gift. And if you could say someone else is incredible, God needs you to be able to say the same about the gift he gave you. So I'm not asking you to walk around going, I'm incredible,
Right.
I'm incredible.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
keep in your mind and thank God and look in the mirror and say, you know what? I am incredible.
All the time.
Okay, good.
All the time.
Because you are.
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you very much.
So now, Joey, baby, I'm going to give you the mic.
Okay. What do you want me to
So,
say?
is there anything?
can't say
I'm going to
that.
ask you a couple questions, but is there anything? I don't want you to forget saying anything that was important you had to say.
Well, no, I think we covered a lot of bases today. Getting this out. This was actually our first televised, if you want to call it, interview with Frankie, and you were the first to hear,
The very
and
first.
to know the song that was what's going to be released. So we have a big schedule ahead of us to start press releases and so on and so forth. And then, like I said, we go back to California next year to record the film,
Okay.
the
Beach blanket.
the
bingo.
Beach Blanket Bingo.
Okay.
And we're really excited. Frankie's excited. I am beyond excited for this whole project. And I'm very fortunate in my lifetime to be able to say what I've accomplished and what I'm able to do. Through my family, my friends, and then meeting up with Tommy was a great thing. It was a great, we bonded beautifully together, and we have a lot in common, believe it or not. We like the same music, and I think that's what made the whole thing work. And he is like a sponge. He listens, and he does what musically he's amazing.
Okay.
When it comes to the music, I'll say, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, and the next thing I know, he's doing this and that, and
I try.
and and I'll tell him at the end of the night. And a lot of times we don't have a chance to talk because we perform together at the restaurant. We're actually going to do a Christmas show in December 19th. But I'll call him on the car phone and I'll say to him, "You did great tonight." And I pick out the songs, and then I'll tell him what I didn't like of other songs. And he'll say, I know I messed up on this or I messed up on that. And he knows he has a great ear. So when I started producing these records, I produced the first record without him, without his say. And then I brought him and I said, all right, now it's your turn. You're going to start to say and put your input in here. Because he has the ear to do that.
Okay.
And it's a special ear you have to have with music. For being sharp, being off key, the wrong note. I mean, it's you listen. We go in the studio, we go it over and over and over again. I mean, when I did it, when I was in the studio when I was his age, I was a little older than he was though. I used to scream through the window because we used to do it through the glass window, and I used to scream at them. I said, "What do you want from me?" I used to go, well, this is what we want to hear.
Okay.
This is what we want to hear. And then they would say that. And we do that with him. We'll say, Tom, this is what we want to hear. No, I don't call him Tommy, and I call him T. But as I refer to him as Tommy C. He is as Avalon. It was the coolest thing. I would talk to Avalon. And Tommy heard it. We said, well, where does Frankie Avalon come in at this point? He doesn't say where I come in at. He refers to Frankie Avalon as I am Joey M. I'm Joe Montello. My real name is Joe Montello. But in this business, it's Joey M.
Okay.
And I refer to myself as Joey M's with Frankie Avalon or Joey M's singing with Tommy C. I don't say I'm singing with Tommy C. I'm saying Joey M singing with Tommy C.
So it's like a different person.
Yeah,
It is a different person because we look at it from a different side. When you're on stage, it's unbelievable. I mean, I've been on that stage. In 2025 will be 50 years.
It's amazing.
Singing and cooking. No, you know what's amazing? I'm only 45. That's what's amazing.
So listen, 45-year-old boy.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you a question. So that's great. All right. Back in the day when you were growing up, who did you listen to? Who did you love? Who did you idolize?
Number one, Dean Martin.
Okay. I had a feeling.
Frank Sinatra.
I had a feeling.
that was in our albums. That was King.
Yep.
Then Queen was Connie Francis. In an Italian home, it was.
Heck yeah, baby.
That's the way I grew up. Then, as I got older, and of course, I always had the Motown blood in me. My first song I ever bought, I was 10 years old. I bought Heatwave by Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. And then, of course, I became a freak with the Supremes. I loved Diana Ross and the Supremes. And, so it, I had the Motown, then the Beatles came in, and Elvis. All that was in the background as a kid.
Yep.
But every Thursday night, Dean Martin would be on our television screen, and that's what I watched. So as I started to sing Sinatra and Dean Martin, then Bobby Darin.
Okay.
And that's where I'm stuck. I admire people that can sing rock and roll, because I don't have that ability. I mean, I could if I really worked at it, but I'm a baritone singer.
Okay.
So, for me to just get up there and sing, everybody loves somebody sometime, it's easy.
Okay.
But I'm not going to say, I want to hold your hand. It's not working.
Okay.
So, that's where I grew up, and I had a little bit of a career, and but I was older. I was in my 30s, and I recorded 2 albums. Well, the second album we shelved, but then Tommy got me to take it off the shelf. But my first album was my Christmas album, and I was able to. I had somewhat of a career, like him. But he's a step ahead of me now, with his things.
Well, I want to, first of all, thank both of you, okay?
Thank you.
First of all, I thought this old guy's the one who reached out to me. Ooh, your arm, you okay,
Yeah, it's
baby?
all right. It's all right.
I thought it was him reaching out to me about you. Now that I found out that you asked him to reach out to me,
Absolutely.
I am even more on cloud 9 today, okay? No, I'm not kidding you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Well,
And
Thank you for
now,
having us.
now, Joey, I mean, when you reached out to me and you were talking to me about Frankie Avalon, I'm like, yeah, honey, come on, get an interview. A few days later, you called me up and you said, guess what? He said, yes, he's going to be part of it. So I want to thank both of you from the bottom of my heart. I can't even tell you how much this meant to me. Okay? I mean it, and I mean it. And everybody out there that knows me knows I don't just say things. And I want to thank my producers today. And this is why, because they both went above and beyond for me today. They gave me this extra spot. They said, take as long as you need. They were both in there. They made this go perfectly. So, Dachi and Ruben, thank you.
This is a CBS special. It's like a 2-hour special.
It was a 2-hour show. I have never done a 2-hour show, and today
There you
we
go.
did. So I want to thank you both. Before we close out with My Way, I want to read a poem out of my book, and there's a reason why. Because everybody messages me constantly, and they're always like, Jared, I wish I could sing like him. I wish I could sing like her. I wish I could do that. And I want everyone to know that you're all capable of doing something. So this poem that I wrote is called Utilizing Gifts and Talents, and I want everybody out there doubting themselves to please really, really listen to every word, okay? We are born with talents, we are born with drive, with different gifts to help us thrive. I knew early on I was born to draw and paint, to also write poetry, and to talk without restraint. Our gifts and talents should all be used, God's gift to us, not be abused. We can go far in life for sure, using our gifts to go on tour. All our talents should be used to create ourselves and more. But then our job's to share them, to even up the score. You see, in life, what's needed is not just for ourselves. Once our gifts are mastered, take them off the shelves. A living we can make by spreading them around, not just for the money, but to spread a peaceful sound. Don't take for granted the gifts you're given. Go out and spread the joy. Our gifts are not to be held back for us to self-destroy. Put your efforts forth. Do not hesitate. All your talents, my friend, are never second rate. Never hold them back or you will surely die. Maybe not in body, but your soul will cry. Our gifts were made to share, our talents made to soar. Go through life enlightened, and then you can roar. Be proud of who you are. Be happy you're alive. Once again, my friend, your gifts will help you thrive. By putting efforts forth, not keeping them at bay, your name, Tommy C. Baby, will live forever, forever and a day. So go through life excited for what you sure can give. To yourself and others is our reason to live. Our grave will be quite lonely, but our legacy lives on. So make sure people smile with the breaking dawn. Just had to read
That's
that,
beautiful.
especially today. Thank you.
You
Because
wrote that?
I wrote that.
Very nice.
Because
Read a song
everybody, well, so I write poetry, tons of it, and a couple artists took my poems and made them into songs. And so someone made a Christmas song too and had me help them write it. So it's been really cool.
Very nice.
But I want to close out with My Way. But before we do, tell us your thoughts on this song, and then producer will close out with it.
Okay, well, this is kind of actually a signature song that I sing. I have a few songs that I touch on, and this is one of them. So when Tommy and I were in Florida, we were at Al Albert's place, and we said, what do you say we record My Way together? And we both agreed, and we came up with this idea that Tommy would do the French version, and I will do the American version.
Okay?
So we blended together, and we went and Al Alberts Jr. Engineered it, and we went down there. We recorded it, and occasionally we sing it live. Because we don't sing it that often, we mess up the lyrics. But But he
I don't speak
the
French.
best. He doesn't speak French. He doesn't speak Italian,
I
but
can
he
sing it,
sings
though.
Italian and he sings French, and he doesn't understand one word he's saying.
Not a single
That's
word.
so cool.
At least I understand, not French, but in Italian I understand some
I
French
only
words.
understand the curse words. Okay.
Oh, I understand every one of Italian. But
But
it's,
this is probably one of my favorite songs to listen to. It's
Yeah,
cool.
me
It's a
too.
it's a different take on it with him doing the Sinatra version.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm doing
Okay.
the French version. It's very cool.
and it says it, Tommy C. and Joey M. Our Way.
Okay. I mean, the greatest song ever, really, one of them, right?
Yeah.
It was actually written to tailored for Frank Sinatra.
Okay. Okay,
There you
producer.
go.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody out there.
Thank you so much.
Share this
Thank you, Joey.
video.
And now the end is near, and so I'd face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway, and more than this, I did it my way.
Alors, j'aimais bien très vite. J'essaie dans la chambre, comme d'habitude. Tout seul, j'aime mon café. Je suis en retard, comme d'habitude. Sans bruit, j'ai quitté la maison. Tout est rideau, comme d'habitude. Je vois, je relève mon corps, comme d'habitude.
Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew.
Comme d'habitude, j'avais joué. Comme d'habitude, j'avais memory.
I faced it all, and I stood tall, and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing.
Toi, tu seras sorti et pas encore entré. Comme d'habitude,
To think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way.
Mélange, je l'ai caché.
I did it my way. For what is a man?
Comme d'habitude,
What has he got?
même les nuits,
If not himself,
j'avais joué
then he has
à
not
faire
to
semblant.
say the things he truly feels.